I'm Sapran Reddy, my registration number is 015 student 1. This is my fifth lab experiment, and the title of the experiment is file processing using shell script. And the first question is find the number of occurrence of a given word character in a file using shell programming. So the resultant code for this is I enter the file name. So I have to enter the file name where I have to check whether what's going to happen. I mean, the number of occurrences of a word, and enter a word or character, enter your choice. So now the choice will be here. I'm using a switch case for word. So -f will be my file name, and grep word. See here, I'm storing whatever the word I'm giving as input will be stored in the word, and the file name will be checked, and the line, the number of occurrences, since we are using number of occurrences, the word count as number of lines will be printed in the output. Else it's not else if there is no file name, then file name doesn't exist. Same thing goes for character also. The character here I'm taking whole word, here I'm checking just the characters like C, D, A, and etc. And let me check the output for this. The file name is sample.txt. Enter word, enter choice. My choice is enter word. I think I'm doing this. So the character K have been repeated twice in this whole input which I have given in this file called sample.txt. And here I think I have not given the name called Praneeth over there. So I'm showing it 0. I'll show you the I'm showing control signs in Karna and high Karna. So there are two cases, and so it's showing the two cases. And now let's see in the program. These four find and replace a word character in a file using shell programming. So for that I am using enter a file name, and the read will be read as a enter the pattern to be replaced in the pattern, and the new pattern that will be replaced. So let's take an input in the file name. SCD is the command used for replacing. So -I inode that particular inode is taken, and this particular pattern is first identified, then replaced, and then get displayed using the file name. In the file name, if that file entered file does not exist, then file does not exist. Right? Here initially there should be Praneeth Praneeth. Now it's got replaced with Praneeth. And now let's see another program. So these four display the file information with header like inode number, permission links, owner, ID, group size, month, date, time, file name for the given file. So for first I am taking the given file, and -f will fetch the details of the file. Now let's see here, echo the inode number. So here ls I'll write list and the file name cut. So delimiter, I am using the iPhone D represent delimiter. So delimiter, we need to specify whether we need to take either character, either we need to divide that particular line by the by character or space. So there are many options for that. First, here I am using space. So for one space, uh, one field will be divided using delimiter, and F1 resembles the field name. So field set 1, here I'm using, so the inode number, generally the pattern goes like this: inode number, permissions, the list goes like inode number, permission, links, own id, group id, size, month, date, and etc. It will be generally in an order. So I'm dividing each and every data in that using a space and identifying those objects and printing using field sets. So uh, so now let's see the output, how it goes like. Let me show you one thing. So for the particular file name, the inode number is like 531, this thing, and these data, when we check type in output, will be in a single line and will be divided with one single space, so that we can access all this. We are getting this. If it is divided with 2 or 3 spaces, then we need to we'll get blank space printed over here, blank data will be printed over. Then we need to increment the field set value for that particular row itself. I'll show you a case in the further experiments. Now let's see the another experiment. Display the user information like username, terminal number, date, IP address for the given username. Also display the number of times user logged in. So for this particular case, see here I am taking enter the username and the username data, how many times the user has last login should be. See, generally we cannot access the all the data and cannot be printed. So I'm taking the last user details. I mean, last time when the user has logged in, and those, and storing it in a text file called last login.txt. So from there I'm going to access the number of times the user has logged in. So for that I have used word count. So how many lines the user has, then that will be the times the user has logged in into the server. So now the username is who you grep user, so username for that user. Got delimiter F1, F2. So here I am using F8 cos. So the distance, let's say distance. So the distance between this output and this output will be more than one space. So I think in some cases for particular register number, it is like distance between these two is say example for seven spaces. So we need, so the output which we want will be at 8th field set. So I am giving F8, and distance between these two will be one space. So I am giving F9. If it is more than one space, we need to check at which point we are getting the output, and we need to print that. I'll show you an example. So for my username, everything is getting here. It's okay. I have modified the input. Let's check for another username. So for this username, the time of last login is missing, since it may be varied from username to username. It may be varied. The number of spaces may vary. So for that case, for that reason itself, I'm getting blank space. If I increment the field limiter value, if I need to check whether it has less spaces or more spaces. Based on that, I need to increment or decrement the field limiter value, so that I'll be getting my input over here. Let's check the last experiment. Display the login information from this directory. List out the user name, then display the login information: username, password, user ID, group ID, full name, directory, and shell name for the given usernames. So for this particular program, the code goes like this. The file is already predefined file. This directory echo file name, whatever the file name we find here, then it will be echoed here. Based on the file, the username is displayed here. Cat, whatever the file name, based on the file name, the delimiter here is there we have used in the previous experiment. I have used the delimiter as a space. Now I am using semicolon here, colon here. So based on this colon, the particular line will be divided, and those field limiters get displayed in this output. The username, password, and for the particular file is getting identified. Now let me check the output. See here, I'm getting the password is, since password is encrypted, I'm not getting the full password. I'm doing X6 the user IDs or this from this directory. I'm getting the user IDs and the group IDs. Actually, in that original format, these numbers are split using semicolon. So since I'm using delimiter, the outputs are getting displayed here over here, and these are the directory names that are available in my particular login ID server.